Hello Ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to everything you need to know about Survivalists. It's launch day. This brand new co-op survival simulation game is out available on Xbox, PlayStation, PC and Nintendo Switch. So go and grab it right now. Published by Team 17. It's set in the same universe as The Escapists, but of course it's got its survival slant on it. So what are you actually going to be doing? Well, let's break it down first. It is a co-op game. You can play with up to 4 other players, but only online. There is no split screen at the moment. You'll need to start a world on your own, and then you can go ahead and invite friends from your friends list. This is to stop random trolls just being able to join. There are no dedicated servers at the moment. I don't think that's planned either. It is more just a co-op game. But there are some special items that your friends can get some rewards to take back with them to their worlds. You can buy mysterious chests where you can transport items back and forth between different players' worlds. So something nice for your friends. When they want to help you out, they can take some rewards back with them to their own world. The 3 main components of the Survivalists are exploring, crafting and then building your base to defend yourself against dangerous creatures and enemies in the world, and also make sure that you can upgrade your weapons and your build pieces so that you can explore even further. So when it comes to exploring, you'll be on a starter island at the very beginning. Your task is to pretty much get yourself a raft and get the basic resources so you can go and explore a massive, huge, procedurally generated map. The only thing that stays the same is that starter island. Everything else is going to be different for each playthrough. There will be various dangers on your starter island, as well as a variety of things that you can do, like explore temples and secret dungeons and go and visit a merchant in a hot air balloon. You'll find all sorts of abandoned little campsites, as well as some enemies like orcs and lots of wildlife like deer, rabbits and of course monkeys. As you explore the world further, when you craft your raft, you'll come across all sorts of different biomes, more volcanic-like ones, swamps, deadly forests and desert-like, so it's definitely going to be a case of making sure you've got the right equipment for the right biome. To help you as well, there's a small little quest system where you can find buried treasure maps, and these will give you certain locations near you where you can go and explore and uncover more loot and treasure. The quest system is pretty simple. Just pick up one of these treasure maps and simply go ahead and explore whatever it says to go to. Each area of the map will unveil to you a location name, and so you won't worry about getting too lost. You'll always come into a certain area and it will always tell you that you're in that zone. There are other ways that you can explore though. As you progress, not only will you be using the raft, but you'll also be able to use teleporters to get from one place to another super quickly. There are certain groups of islands that you'll actually be able to just wade through the water if it's shallow enough and keep exploring. But for deeper water, you are going to need that raft, and it's going to take a bit of time to get that up and running and get the resources you need to go adventuring. So when it comes to resources, well, gathering is the name of the game, and this is where you're going to need your monkeys. It's part and parcel of the game, and you really do need to develop this, and it's really good if you don't particularly like playing online with others. Monkeys have got your back. You can train a variety of monkeys that are really easy to tame, and they'll simply go ahead and do the actions that you train them to do. You can train one to gather up resources for you. You can train one to craft at certain workbenches, or you can train one to go and fell every single coconut tree in the beach. It's a pretty simplistic system and it just about works. The controls can be a bit fiddly to get used to, but once you've worked out exactly how, it's really important that you get the monkeys working. You can go ahead and get them crunching, feed them plenty of food, upgrade their weapons, and they'll craft, they'll gather, and you can teach them to fight for you too. Equip them a weapon, go and take a hit at an animal, and watch the monkeys do the rest of the work for you. Do remember though, they have got health, so they can die, but take care of them, and yeah, you can level them up and they'll get better at certain things that they're doing repeatedly. So if they're gathering all the time, they'll be able to have more inventory slots. If they're going to be combating with other creatures, then they're going to get more damage. That's the kind of thing you can do with all the upgrades for them. You can also customize them as well, change their colour, change their names, so give them a little bit of extra personality. I haven't come across a hard limit yet on how many monkeys you can actually train, but I'm sure there is one. But right now I've had at least 6 running on my bidding, and it's been pretty cool seeing them craft and make and do stuff for me, and making that little bit of a grind a lot easier. When it comes to crafting, it's a blueprint system. You'll have a small amount of items that you can make in your hand, and then you've got a much bigger blueprint system. All of these items you'll pretty much learn by just crafting and making the very basics and kind of going in a little circle here, there, everywhere. So the more that you make certain tools, you're going to unlock new tools. The more that you make build pieces, you'll get more base defense parts, and that's the way that you're going to need to go. It doesn't require any power-ups, you just simply need to know the resources and have unlocked the blueprint. As you venture deeper, you will explore hidden temples, and inside these temples, not is there just loot and enemies, there is also special crafting stations where you can craft the end game loot, which is much more valuable weapons and tools. These seem to have particular uses or certain buffs for certain situations, so it's definitely going to take a while before you get to this stage, but that is what you're really probably aiming for, is to get better tools and equipment. Of course, it won't be easy. These temples are filled with hard to kill enemies, and as you explore more, you're going to come across even harder dungeons and temples. Once you get the hang of it, you're really looking at the Survivalists as more of an automation game, getting your monkeys doing the right actions and training them up, making everything efficient and pretty much making your survivalist life a lot easier. You'll upgrade your stations and get more like furnaces so you can make better ironwork tools, and they'll degrade a lot less so you'll have them for longer, and you can make all sorts of different weapons as well. Like I said, you'll be able to unlock special ones in them secret little temples. There's also something called Labyrinths that you need to buy a key from the merchant. Now these are pretty expensive, they're 5,000 gold, and I haven't come across them just yet in the early days of my game, but I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'm guessing it's going to be a pretty hard challenge. As you explore more, you are going to cause the enemies to maybe come and attack you a little bit more regularly as well. Maybe not on the starter island, but as soon as you start exploring, you will get bands of orcs that may come and try and raid your base. So you're going to have to build up walls and defences and operate and make sure you've got plenty of monkeys to help you defend. The enemies can be pretty tough, definitely on your own with the basic stuff, so you need to get upgrades as soon as possible. There's so many different types of enemies as well as creatures for you to go and hunt. And so that's the three main parts of it: exploration, crafting, and fighting and combat, defending your base against them enemies. I can't wait to get to that stage. I'm not there just yet. I'm going to dive back into the Survivalist this weekend, so expect lots of guides. A few other small bits you might need to know: you can use a mouse and keyboard, it's added it as support, and it should be hopefully working on consoles as well as PC. And yeah, it looks like they're going to be adding DLC and further content updates for the game in the future as well. So go and check it out. I'm really enjoying the game. Absolutely go and see some of my Let's Plays and make sure you look out for some of them guides. Like I said, this has been everything you need to know about the Survivalists. I'll see you rat bags for more survival content very soon.